Hi, this is Dr. Gary, and welcome to my weekly tune-up this week. A lot of feedback from our program last week. Thought we'd slip that in there. A little production that Tiffany made for me that's regarding a lot of the text messaging going on, seeing people walk into walls and bump into poles when they're walking down the street. So I thought I'd play that for you. But I'm back this week, and I've got something that seems to be on everyone's mind all the time is negativity, and how come we always think about negative things and we seem to obsess on those rather than the good things in life. And the reason for that is it's a natural process of the primal part of our brain that's kind of there to protect us. But there is something we can do about that, so we start focusing on the positive things, not just the negative stuff. Negative stuff is just a perception. Always remember that. And when we look at something as negative, it means very possibly there's an association to it that we had an experience in a previous time that very possibly it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. But what we can do in real time, and when I say real time, is that's it in the moment, right now, not worrying about the past or the future, but pay attention to what's going on with you right now. And when something feels good to you, one of the things that we have to understand is when something feels good to us, it's creating neurons. Neurons are those little electronic particles that are created by our thought process. And the more we positively think about something, the more of them they make. And the less we think about it, or the more negative we are, the less they make. Now, the key to this is if you have something nice happen to you, or if you can create something that makes you feel good, or maybe there's an experience you've had that makes you feel good, if you can really consciously work on just holding on to that feeling, the longer you hold on to it, the more neurons are made. The more neurons that are made in the brain, the more imprinting takes place, which means it affects memory cells and starts multiplying those. Our brain is just like this giant hard drive, or some people would like to look at it as a solid drive. And it's just got tons and tons of room and little cells there that can hold thought and hold imprints of messages. And those imprints of positive thinking or feeling good when we have something good happen to us and holding on to that consciously burns in more of that hard drive. So it's going to default to that much easier next time. Now, this does not happen overnight. It takes a little bit of work. We have to pay attention to it. However, we can change our default thinking to become a little more optimistic, a little more positive, not always bathing yourself in negativity. This week, when you find yourself dealing with going to the mailbox, worrying about the bills that are not getting paid, or maybe you're focusing on a meeting you have to go to and you're kind of dreading it because you just do not feel ready, first thing is get ready the best you can, and then do something that makes you feel good. And do something that causes good feelings in you. And when that happens, when you notice you're feeling good, hold on to that thought. Hold on to that as long as you can, and that's going to be burning in these neurons onto your hard drive, and you're going to start multiplying the effects of this positive thinking, and eventually it can become more and more defaulted for you. Now let's work on that this week. Also, I want to thank everyone for being in contact with me this week. I'm okay. The reason I wasn't here, I was just going to experiment with something new, a little bit of variety for you. And I do appreciate all the people around the world watching these tune-ups right now. I've had a lot of people sign on to these. They're free, so pass them on to your friends and relatives and anyone you think I can help. And also chime in. Just send me an email if there's something you want me to touch on. This was the result of a couple of emails I received last week. So until next week, this is Dr. Gary wishing you an extraordinary positive thinking week. But work on it. Let's create more neurons by holding on to those good thoughts. Until next time, you have a great week. Bye-bye.